What's going on, YouTube? You tuned into another video of Frank Tactical TV, and I just wanted to say, man, we all addicted, bro. We all got a problem. We all need an AA meeting. You know, I feel like this is a part of the gun community that we just don't talk about enough of how strong of a hold this whole community has on us. You know, how much it make you feel like you need more or you don't have enough, or it's just never enough. Like, when is that line of satisfaction gonna happen? Like for me, for instance, the beginning of this year, I said, I'm not gonna buy no new guns. I'm just gonna upgrade what I have in my safe. That plan went out the window not even a week after. I ended up getting Escalation, Gen 6, building the 14.5. I bought multiple loads. I'm building a 10.3. I got a Wilson Combat build. I done bought a plethora more guns that I can't even think of right now. The original plan was for me to just upgrade what was in the safe. And, I don't know why I couldn't stick to that plan, but it's not just me. I talked to guys in Miles J95. Shout out to him. Y'all go sub to him if y'all haven't, but I'm in his Discord, man. We talk up in there. And I talked to my boy Tay Sosa. Y'all go follow him _2 times around. And I just be talking to guys like-minded like me who's in this same space, and it's never enough. You never satisfied. You always gonna want more, or you always looking for the next best thing. Like, 1 minute, you just like, I just want a full-size gun. Bam, you get a full-size gun. Next thing you know, I need a compact gun. Bam, now you got a compact gun. Next thing you know, you need some type of little tricked out gun. Now you didn't went bought a little tricked out gun. Next thing you know, oh, you want to dive into 2011s? Oh, now you didn't went bought a 2011. Now you got all that. You need a subcompact. Bam, you done went bought a subcompact. Now you need a subcompact to compare to that subcompact. Now you got another subcompact. Now you just need a regular compact. Now you got another, like, it's never ending. Like with pistols, rifles the same way. 1 minute, you need an 18-inch. I told myself, this is my hunting rig. This really is my hunting rig. I just ain't finished with it. I ain't brought it to the channel yet, but you need a hunting rig, 18-inch 308, cool. I needed that. Next thing you know, I still need a 16-inch 5.56. Bam, I got me a 16-inch 5.56. This is my first ever rifle, by the way. I ain't never did a video on that, but that's to come soon. Next thing you know, okay, you need a 300 blackout. Now you done put together a 10.5, 300 blackout build. Next thing you know, you need a 14.5. You cannot have the 14.5. Now you done built the 14.5, which ain't done. But you done built the 14.5. I say all of that to say, man, it's endless. We all do have this same problem. Like, it's never enough. Then you got the actual gun industry, the manufacturers shoving incremental changes down your throat, like that Echelon Alpha that just came out. Same goddamn gun. But I'm pretty sure somebody right now is like, oh, new Echelon, need another one. You don't need another one. That's all I'm saying, man. Like, we need to start drawing a line of in the sand. A lot of this stuff, man, it take a lot of, this ain't no cheap hobby. It's really not. We buy. You got to come up with plans to be able to maintain this and still maintain a healthy lifestyle. You can't let this drag you to the depths of going broke. It's basically like, it really is an addiction. Like even today, I came all the way from Oklahoma to come pick up my MCX I bought. FFL closed for Memorial Day for the next 3 days. So I just took a 3-hour trip. I mean, not no 3 hour. I took a 6-hour trip down to Houston just to come pick up my gun. And I got to go back to work tomorrow. So we all got this addiction going on in this community that is, I would say, borderline not healthy. But I've been managing mine. I've been trying to manage mine. I done made a list. I'm like, okay, once I accomplish this list, I'll be out the game. I ain't gonna buy no more guns. So I guess we just gotta wait to see once I accomplish that list if I'm gonna actually, chill. Not even be out the game. Like, I want to move towards like 2 to 3 big purchases a year. 2 to 3, purchases of that 5. Just add that straight 5 to the collection. Just 5. So that's my goal for next year. This year, I'm trying to knock out this list I got. so I could, start getting those staple pieces in my collection. That's where I'm at now. I'm at the point where I'm adding staple pieces to my collection. So that MCX was on the list, and I still want a super nice 2011. I have a Prodigy, but I do want like a 2K11, Staccato, something like that. So like I said, man, the addiction is never ending. And I ain't even really scratched the surface with this conversation. I would love to have this conversation with somebody else live just to see how other people manage. But, you know, after the guns, this is just the guns. We ain't even talk about lights, optics, suppressors, body armor, holsters, belts. I mean, people thermals, ballistic helmets. Like, I mean, the list goes on and on. And if you're not careful on how you purchase and stuff, man, you will put yourself in a bad situation. And like I said, the industry is constantly making us feel like we need something else. We need something else. What we got is not enough. They release these guns with these incremental changes to them. Like, they may give you a plain, like I think the P365 got like 40 variations. I'm pretty sure some of y'all out there will probably like 5 or 6 P365s or 3 or 4 of them. Like, man, people out there with echelons, multiple echelons. You don't need that many of the same. Well, nah. Only exception to that is Glocks. I know I'm a Glock boy now. You can get multiple Glocks, but I don't know. Just on the real serious note, man, some of these changes be incremental and they really be unnecessary. I just feel like they'll give you a regular release, like say the Prodigy, for example. It ain't come with no comp, nothing like that. Next thing you know, it's a comp model. After that is a comp reported. Now you feel like you need the ports and the comp or something like that, man. Like they may give you like the Echelon, that Alpha series they just released. All they did is put some deep inspirations and give it a different name. Now we feeling like we need a new Echelon. Nah, man, we got to stop that. Like give us the good shit out the gate. Stop playing around. Put the comp, put all that out the gate, or release it out the gate with the other models so we can choose which one we want. But even another thing I go into is social media, man. Looking at what other people got, or you in these big groups, or even like us content creators trying to maintain our channel and keep feeding steady content. And you constantly need new stuff, especially if you ain't got no sponsors. Like, you ain't got nobody sending you nothing. I mean, it's kind of hard to keep this content going. But I just say that to say, man, this stuff really could get addictive. You really got to watch the way you approach a lot of this stuff. Be more purposeful with your purchases of everything that you buy. Like, just be more purposeful, because, man, this stuff will have you going down a rabbit hole. You've been buying stuff you don't even like. Now you just got paperweights, and it's just a rabbit hole that you would want to try to avoid. Like, if I could go back, I would probably avoid a good half of my purchases, to tell you the truth. A lot of this stuff I bought off the hype. Like this, everybody was TTR combat. Hey, man, I don't even really like this gun. Sorry, but like, I bought that off the hype. P365. I wouldn't say I don't like it. I haven't really spent enough time with it. I know I shot it once or twice. Didn't really care for it, so it was a waste of a purchase for me personally. Like MC9L, damn sure don't like it. I mean, you just got those purchases where you just bought them off the hype. Like, I would say buy what you want, because both times when I bought this P365 X Macro, when I bought this MC9L, both times I went to go get a gun, which was these two at the time, I really went to go get a 43X. But me listening to YouTubers, them and other people that have you buying some shit you don't need and further pushing that addiction along. But I went to go get a 43X both of the times, and every time I went to go get it, I get to the store, see some other options, and I'm like, well, they did say it only had 10 rounds, or they did say it's snappy and all this. Then I learned that it's micro pistols. All micro pistols gonna be snappy. I don't give a damn. Some may be a slight snapper than the other, but all these little ass pistols is snapping for the most part. So I would just say, man, you just got to be careful on how you spending your money. you know, rent some stuff, maybe figure out what you like. But this addiction is real, man. We got an addiction. Everybody got to come together and realize, look, we got an addiction, man. We got to stop, letting the manufacturers and all of that. I think they pushing this addiction by giving us all these incremental changes and, trying to make you feel like, they just dropped the next best thing, which was the first best thing they were supposed to drop, but now they just gave you a reiteration of that. Now it's the new next best. They feeding into that. They feeding into it too, from all angles. You got content creators, you got social media, you got manufacturers, then you just got you, whether you just a strong-minded, strong-willed person overall, you don't really feed into that yourself. But it is all an addiction, whether you feed into it or not, whether you could restrain from buying stuff, but in the back in your head, you still, I want this, I want this. That's the thing I was looking at. I'm like, bro, how do I be satisfied with what I got? I got a lot of stuff. I'm like, how do I be satisfied with what I got? Well, first things first is I need to start buying the stuff I actually want, which I've been started doing. I'm just saying, like, I think for like the last 6, 7 months, I ain't been none of my purchase been related to anything nobody said. I've been buying the stuff I want to buy, the stuff I know I like, and those purchases are with the purchases that I actually want to keep and I feel like are meaningful to me. The rest of them, I feel like I got a bunch of paperweights because I didn't really want it. I just was influenced to buy it. So y'all be careful with that, man. I just wanted to tap in and talk about this gun addiction. If y'all feel what I'm saying and y'all get where I'm trying to go with this conversation, man, let's talk about it. Hit the comments below. We may revisit this and have this conversation again, but hit the comments below. Tell me how y'all feel about the whole gun addiction that's going on right now. The craze, the want to get more or feel like you don't have enough, man. Y'all tell me y'all experience with that. I'm pretty sure y'all have experienced that. I know everybody do. If not, you're lying to yourself. You're but addicted. You hear me? You addicted. I'm addicted. We all addicted. So we all some drug addicts, and we need to stop. Well, not stop, but we need to slow down. See, that's the drug addict in me talking about not stop, but we need to slow down, rein it in, man, and make it all make sense. But on the road to 3,000 subs, really on the road to 5,000. I'm gonna be doing a pop-up giveaway soon at some number I ain't gonna tell y'all, but if you want to lock in and rock with the channel, lock in and rock with the channel. I really want the people that's been rocking with the channel to win, so it's gonna be a real pop-up giveaway. Yeah, I'm out.